In this video, I want to talk a little about the idea of repeating themes in artwork over and over again. So what I mean by this, though, is not exactly trying to reduplicate the same painting over and over again. Now, that there's certainly value in doing that too, practicing, trying to see how precise you can be to repeat the same subject over and over again certainly takes a great degree of technical skill. That's not something that I think that I have quite enough technical skill to do yet, and it is something that I probably want to try and practice at some point. But what I'm talking about here is instead going over the same themes over again in terms of something that you're wanting to practice but give a different take on. Like, for example, so the painting that I have on screen right now, this is a painting of a woman sitting on probably a dock or something by a lake, just sort of relaxing, just sitting. This is kind of a setup where I'm trying to practice a natural looking sitting position and the natural curve of the spine when someone is sitting in a position like this. I wanted to get something that looked normal to me, that looked realistic in that sense. It's something that I've done in 2 previous paintings and just trying to do the same type of theme. So not exactly the same, but very similar. So when I'm trying to do something like this, sometimes I am using the same subject though. Like I might have a series of reference images featuring the same subject in similar positions. Or maybe I'm trying to just do variants on the same reference and try to give a different take. This is a way that someone who is kind of maybe leaving novice land a little bit, but certainly nowhere near expert, kind of drifting in the middle a little bit, starting to improve, wanting to test those skills. It's a good way to attempt something a little more creative than just copying a reference. I'm just moving the reference from the image to paint. This is a way to mix it up. So it is kind of fun to do something like this, trying these new variants and new themes on something that you've done before. And as I mentioned, if you have something very specific that you want to practice, like the natural sitting pose, or maybe you're really trying to practice hands, or you want to get a good practice on eye detail or something. So you might try a very similar thematic composition over and over again to try to work out the beats on that. I think this comes into play and becomes pretty important, especially if you find yourself painting a lot. A very real problem, I think, is running out of reference photos or running out of reference images. You can only take so many photos with your smartphone, and you can only find so many things that are free to use. So that can be kind of a challenge, is trying to have enough variety to work from. So that's another way where repeating themes and trying to give a new twist on a theme is a good path to go down. So in the painting I have on screen, I mentioned that I've done this one a couple of times. This is the 3rd time, and I really feel like this one ended up being the best of the bunch. I really could feel that I improved on the things that I wanted to practice. So from that perspective, this exercise was, I think, a success. I got better at the things I wanted to practice. I improved upon the theme. It became something that I really liked. So that's definitely a positive. So I'm curious if anyone else out there does something similar. If you repeat themes over and over again and try to give a new twist on it. That's a fascinating concept in a way. So if you do, definitely let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear more about that. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you for the next one.